What is up, average dad fans? Welcome back to another video. Today I will be doing a 1 month-ish follow-up to the Xbox Series S. My thoughts, opinions, both positive and potentially negative about the console. Potentially a secret or two that wasn't really a secret but is to some people. To find the secret out, you're going to have to stay tuned, so let's just get going. Well, here we are, 3 to 4 weeks on since I purchased the Xbox Series S, which for those of you that watched my previous video, up in the top right hand corner, if you want to see that one, after you watch all of this one, was my first console in 12 years, since the PlayStation 3 was released, and first time on Xbox platform ever, I think. So yeah, initial thoughts 1 month in are this thing is absolutely fantastic. To some people life-changing, to me beneficial during these times of being stuck in the house. Most of the time it's kind of like a prison sentence for most of you, I'm sure as well. You get your 23 hours in the house and you have that 1 hour yard time. So I've been using some of those hours, which is in the last 3 weeks, I think, and I need somebody to help me here. This is where I look to the community to help me. How do you find out your total game time on A, each game, and B, just overall? Because I cannot find it, and yes, I've googled it, but it seemed to just be like Xbox Series 1 ways how to do it. So let me know in the comments below how I can check my total hours of gameplay. I am guesstimating that I've probably played around 20 to 30 hours. Now, most of that time has been playing Forza 4 Event Horizon, which is absolutely fantastic. I think I've got to like level 60 or so, which isn't great, but for me, I'm just enjoying it so much. The gameplay, the music, which I know annoys some people, but for me, the fact that you can change music stations using the D-pad is pretty phenomenal. The different tricks you can do, the speed tests, the story mode things that you get with a different chapter, the whole thing's just amazing. As far as like a role-playing game, I've been playing Jedi Fallen Order. I don't know, maybe like 20% of the way through that. I'm actually stuck again. Community help! I am stuck at a place in Fallen Order where you've got these giant balls. These giant spherical objects that you need to use to move platforms and get you to the next stage. No matter what order I put them in, I can't seem to progress. So if you know what I'm talking about, please hit me up in the comments below and help a brother out. Thank you. Other games I have been playing are typical just like multiplayer things like FIFA and UFC. That's FIFA 20 and UFC 3. And most recently I downloaded, mostly actually for my son, who's only 4. So in hindsight, not the best idea to let him see this one, but Batman Arkham Knights, I think it's called. I am 1% through and I'm stuck. I'm stuck at like a battle mode thing where I'm in the Batmobile and I've got to shoot like what seems like 4,050 baddies and I get killed every time. Yeah, so again, please help. So anyway, back to, I'm just, as you can tell, I'm having so much fun with the Xbox Series S. A concern that I potentially had from the initial video I done was I spent £250 on the Xbox Series S, which was an absolute steal at the time, I thought, and that's just confirmed. If you're slithering whether to get the S or the X, I would say it's up to you, depending on how much you play, but actually, thanks to Saigon Brit on YouTube, who I said I'd give a shout out to, so you're welcome. Totally confirmed and helped me out with the fact that my Samsung T7 SSD is completely compatible to store all the games on. Absolutely fine to store the games on. You just can't like play straight from the SSD for any Xbox Series S or Series X games. I think I've got that right, Saigon Brit. Correct me if I'm wrong. So what that means is you don't have to buy the Seagate £220 SSD. I think I paid less than £100 for my terabyte of Samsung SSD, which to be honest is one of the best in the market. Maybe it was slightly over £100, but it wasn't much over. So my concern of using the storage, the 512, which is actually about 362 gig that you're left with after the system requirements, I'm never going to use that. Not only do I have all the games I've mentioned, I've got a couple of smaller games and I want to say Sea of Scrolls, but I don't think it's that. Another game. I've effectively still got about 79 gigabytes left, so I've never actually had to use the SSD, but you can see here this is how it worked. An added benefit to the SSD, which brings me on to my only negative. Yes, spoiler alert, I only have one negative about the Xbox Series S, and I guess this is probably true of any Xbox console you get, is the controller. Not the controller specifically. The controller itself is very ergonomic to me, good in the hand. The haptics, okay, maybe DualSense is better than the PS5, but I've never played that, so I can't compare. All I know is this is pretty damn good. If I'm on a gravel track on Forza, or even if I'm going like on a ramp through the air, doing a jump, it's hard to explain, but you can actually feel it somehow with the sound, using like the different senses, and the haptics in this works totally fine for me. The negative is the batteries. So Xbox clearly have a deal with Duracell and other AA manufacturers, because 2 AA's that this requires will last a heavy gamer 2 sessions, like 2 days. I want to say maybe 15 hours, something like that. So for me, I'm getting like 3 to 4 days. I have had to change them twice. I'm on my 3rd set of AA batteries. So for me, once a week I'm having to change out the batteries. It's not the end of the world, especially because, as I mentioned, the Samsung SSD comes with a USB-C to USB-C cable and a USB-C-A to USB-C cable. So at the front, which is handy, of your Xbox Series S, you have a USB-A port, which means, as you can see from the picture above, I can plug that into the USB-C connection at the top of this controller and play as long as I want to my heart's content, or until the wife and children let me. So that negative is just washed away if you are close enough to your console, which I am. I've set up in my office, so I'm pretty close to the console and the TV. So that's the only negative gone for me, so effectively it leaves me with no negatives. To confirm, the price is spot on, £250. I mean, honestly, given that you have the Game Pass for $10.99, or for new joiners, £3 for 3 months. That's £1 a month in the UK for 3 months of use, and then it moves to $10.99. You're getting all the top titles, most of the top titles, certainly titles if you're new to gaming that you'll be you're more than impressed with. Over 100 games, as I mentioned in my first video. Outstanding lineup, and now that I've had time to play a few of them, I'm so impressed. I really am super impressed. As far as for any new to Xbox platform gamers out there are wondering, in terms of the end user, so the interface and ease of use, it couldn't be any easier, to be honest. It's my first time using an Xbox controller with this, and it just felt like I'd used it my whole life, weirdly. It just made sense. Like when you wanted to accelerate, I had no idea what the buttons were by looking before. I just wanted to get started, and I knew just straight away I'm just going to pull on that trigger, and surely the left one's to brake, accelerate, brake, it just worked. I know I'm being a bit overzealous here with the positivity. Xbox do not sponsor this video, funnily enough. 150 subscribers isn't quite enough for them, although quick shout out to the 150 subscribers, thank you so much. I'm delighted with that, but I don't want to get off soppy. So yeah, positive is the price, the gameplay, when you get the Game Pass Ultimate package. Other positives for me are the fact that you can expand the storage without having to spend an absolute fortune, as I mentioned before. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. I've popped some gameplay footage throughout. I think the other concern some people had was that 4K gaming. I'm not using a 4K monitor, I'm using an HD monitor, so for me it wasn't a big deal. If you are completely immersed in the 4K world, the Xbox Series X is kind of the only way to go, because this won't run at 4K, but for me it works absolutely fine. I actually question if 10% of the people that watch this video or other Xbox videos are actually using their 4K monitor for gaming. I'm not entirely sure, unless you've got the budget that the monitors are quite up to spec, unless, as I say, you're going for those dedicated 4K OLED 65-inch screens that cost thousands of pounds. But hey, fair play if you do. I am jealous. What else did I want to say? A massive thank you. So this video has been quick and brief, but I guess for me, if you're on the fence about whether to get the S or X, the only thing that should sway your decision is if you need 4K gaming. That's the only thing. Not the storage, nothing. The pros to buying the S, for me, price and compatibility and easy use, way outweigh the X for half the price. The other thing I wanted to just kind of get out there was, if you're new to gaming and you're not so much worried about price, but you're worried that Xbox isn't the one you want, maybe it's PlayStation, I can only go from my experience, but the games you get on Xbox are fantastic. And I guess this is probably the same for PlayStation users, but the community out there, it's been great. I've played a couple of games live. Again, first experience using Xbox Live, and it adds a whole new dimension when you're getting roasted in a multiplayer game by an 11-year-old from Australia or wherever they may be from. So it's totally added to my enjoyment. I am the biggest 36-year-old kid out there. So yeah, I almost forgot. I'm wearing a Star Wars t-shirt as a reminder to bring up the fact that Microsoft, how dare you? You have showed the world the best looking remote controllers in the world. The Mandalorian Special Edition remote controllers in that orange and blue colourway look fantastic. And me being a tech geek, I was straight on. Every website I could find, not available. If you can find any way for me to purchase the Mandalorian limited edition controllers, let me know in the comments below. There will even be a commission for you if you can get me that box with the 2 controllers. Okay? That's it for the video. A massive thank you to all my subscribers. If you have enjoyed this video, please like the video. Check out my first unboxing and first impressions, and look for more content. I kind of wanted to have more gameplay involved here, but I'm really bad and I'm not quite ready to do a dedicated Average Dad gaming video yet. So this is as much as you're going to get as gameplay for now. Maybe 3 months or 6 months in I'll do a follow-up with a lot of gameplay, but I'm pretty poor. So thank you again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.